Okay, everybody, welcome back to class. Please take your seats. I was told 2 days ago that I lost my job. Sounds very dramatic. It is very dramatic to a lot of people. And today I want to talk about how I personally deal with loss and losing because the way I see it, I don't even know what day it was. I think it was Tuesday this week. Tuesday this week, I was a loser, but that isn't how I plan on staying. I am going to be a winner eventually, and that's just my mentality. Now, let me talk to you a little bit how I ended up here because I'm sat here on a Friday night, jobless, recording a video. Guys, it sounds so like clickbaity, but it's also true. Um, the main thing that I felt from losing my job and being told that I don't have a job past like the next couple of weeks is I felt how easy it was to get inside my own head about it. And like, I've left jobs before with no next endeavor lined up. I've left jobs with the next endeavor lined up. And so I felt all the things before, right? I felt all the emotions before, but I would like to think I'm a little bit older and wiser this time. And even this time, I felt like the self doubt thoughts start creeping in, like, oh, I'm not going to find any other work. I'm not going to be okay. I'm going to have worked all these years and all this time to amount to nothing. And like, I'm going to have to just quit and move to a different industry and stuff like that. And mental. But obviously, I quickly shut them down because I'm feeling in a pretty good headspace despite the news and stuff. But I think a lot of people that aren't in a good headspace would really struggle with this, right? And I feel like it's the reality of life. It's like, if you're strong mentally, which I think I am, I hope I am. There's been times where I haven't been, but if you're strong mentally, things will work out the way you want them to. But what is also guaranteed is that things are going to go wrong along the way, right? You're going to end up with some stuff happening that you just don't want to happen. And something else I learned is that, like, even if you can see what's coming around the corner, you can see there's bad news ahead, there's bad days ahead, and you've planned relentlessly to avoid these bad things happening, it's not always in your control. It's not always going to be something you can prevent. It's not always preventable. And sometimes it's best to like not even bother trying to prevent it and just keep yourself front and center and know in your own head that you did everything you could to the best of your ability, and that's that. I'm not going to go into I'm not going to go into the specifics or the specifics of why or how my last job, and it wasn't my company, so I don't want to talk on it, but how it went, and how it ended up being closed. Because yeah, like I wasn't fired or anything. There was no like wrongdoing on anyone's part. Sometimes things just change, plans change, ambitions get shelved and stuff like that. And I think we were just a byproduct of that. Sucks, and I'm gonna miss the people I used to work with, but it's all good. It's really, really all good. Um, and one thing that's worth mentioning is that I've definitely learned a lot more from my losses in life than I have from any of my like so-called wins, right? Because it's funny how when we consider ourselves to be winning, it's normally off the back of other people telling us we're winning, right? You know, compliments that get fired at you just from the outside in. People will see like a part of the picture and it's a cool part of the pictures to them, so they're like, "Oh man, you must be doing well. You're winning." Because I've had that in the past, right? Without going into specifics again, but I've definitely learned so much more from my losses. And also, it's funny because our losses are like internal, right? We know, we can feel when we have taken an L, and it's like it comes from here. It doesn't come from other people telling us. Oftentimes, the only times other people will tell you you've taken an L, or like something's bad, or like you're not doing well, or this, that, or the other, is just projection. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're not doing well for yourself. Like success is defined from within, right? Only you can determine when you're successful and not others. There's people that I would deem far more successful than me that probably don't feel the slightest bit successful. And meanwhile, I'm sat here out of a job, optimistic about the future, is worth saying. And I feel like I'm still relatively successful. I think learning and failure is like, and loss is like a key thing to like to progression, right? And progression is something I'm so obsessed with at the moment, and that's kind of why this channel's here, right? It's here for me to look back at my journey in like 20 years time, 10 years time, or even less, depending on how fast things progress. I could be looking back here in a few months and be like, whoa, that wasn't that a silly time, like when I lost my job and I was wondering what was going to come next. And that brings me on to my next kind of topic. If you see me, I don't normally do this. I'm normally pretty off the cuff, one take wonder, but this time I've made some notes to like guide me through this video, because I'm a bit of a yapper and a bit of a waffler, and maybe that's turned some people off of these videos before. Not that I care, but like, I'm a bit of a yapper and a bit of a waffler, and I just want a bit of structure to my videos. So that's something I'm working on. As you make more videos, if anyone else out there makes videos, you will learn that like you get better by doing things, right? If you're a runner, if you do anything repetitively, you will get better at it. It's science. It's not. And the good thing about science is it doesn't bend whether you believe in it or not. Like, it's true. So my next topic is what the future holds. And honestly, right now, I have some ideas that I don't want to discuss yet. And these aren't all work-related ideas, by the way. This is just general life stuff. I have some ideas that I'm not willing to discuss yet, but this will be the place for it when I do decide to discuss them. So if you care to follow along my journey, subscribe button is somewhere down there, and click it, and you'll always be a part of the gang, be a part of my class, be a part of the club. And yeah, I think there's some good times ahead, honestly. I'm really, really optimistic about the future, and it felt quite difficult to be optimistic, but I've done it. I'm in a great headspace. I've had a great day. I started the day this morning in the gym with my friends. I started a new gym this week. I literally lost my job one day. The next day I was in a new gym, and I haven't been to the gym regularly. I haven't been a member of a gym regularly since October last year. So we're now in like nearly end of April 2025. And yeah, like things are really looking forward. I'm in a good headspace, as I've said about 4 times already this video. And I'm feeling a bit stronger, a bit fitter, a bit more energetic, a bit more like motivated, because I was under the illusion of like job security before. And obviously when that gets pulled from underneath you, then you feel a lot less secure. And when you feel less secure, the anxiety creeps in. And then when you feel anxious, that's when you get moving, right? That's when it pays to get moving, and action kind of helps relieve any anxiety you have. So yeah, started the day, got into the gym, went out for breakfast, caught up with a friend straight after the gym. Healthy breakfast, may I add. Came home, I didn't have some food. I had a shower, went and got my hair cut. Yeah, I had a little Timothée Chalamet, if you didn't notice already. Depends how many of you actually watch regularly and notice the minor details. But yeah, I've had a great day, honestly. I've got plenty of stuff done, some life admin, some like personal finance rubbish. Some messages have been sent out regarding the future of like work for me, because as much as I feel successful, I still need to work and earn money. And yeah, I've had like a big tidy up, a big spring clean, feeling great. And I'm going to spend the rest of the evening seeing my girlfriend tonight. I haven't had dinner yet. We're having dinner together later on. I'm just looking forward to it, man. It's Easter, it's a bank holiday weekend coming up. The sun's probably going to be out. Actually, knowing great British weather, it probably won't be. But yeah, and beyond that, I've got to wait and see what life's got in store for me. And that is something that would have terrified me even a matter of months ago, right? Fear of the unknown is the realest fear I've probably ever had. I used to have like a massive, massive phobia of deep water. I still do, to be honest. Like, let's be honest, the sea is terrifying, right? I used to have a massive fear of it, and I had like a really, really bad. This is getting personal now, but I had a really like bad panic attack in deep water once, and it just kind of instilled this fear in me. And I actually like boiled it down to it being fear of the unknown, right? Because I'm not scared of water. I can go swimming. I can jump in a swimming pool. I can have a bath. I'm not hydrophobic. I can go in a lake. I can swim in a lake. But when it was the ocean, it was just literally, I think I was terrified because I didn't know what was below me. And don't get me wrong, there's plenty of stuff to be scared of in the ocean. So it kind of was a little bit of a justified fear. However, I definitely boiled it down to being fear of the unknown. And when you kind of identify something about yourself, if you look back at other parts of your life, you can apply it to different situations and scenarios you've been in, and it probably will add up 9 times out of 10, right? So I definitely had a massive fear of the unknown, but honestly, losing a job that I thought I would have for at least a little bit longer is a form of like rejection therapy, and honestly, it's helped me get over the fear of the unknown. Because I'm quite fortunate, right? It could have been a terrible situation. Like I was house hunting for a bit last year, like towards the end of last year and the start of this year. And due to like the market and just like personal situations, like we've decided to like chill with the house hunting for a bit. But if I had a mortgage and a kid or something, not that we are close to having a kid, but like if I had a mortgage and a kid, could have been a very, very horrible situation to be like thrust into having no job with like a couple of weeks to find a new one and make ends meet. So yeah, kind of crazy, but it is what it is. We are where we are, and there's plenty to be excited about. I think I'm going to be just fine. I've got a lot of experience now, a lot of lessons learned. I know I'm even better at like pitching myself, because that's something I never was good at before, right? I think I've always been a little bit too humble in situations where a bit of like confidence and backing myself has been required. But I've got definitely got better at pitching myself. I understand what I'm good at. I understand more about what I'm bad at, and yeah, I just feel like I'm in a good spot, man. That's important. It's empowering as well. I feel really powerful right now. Maybe this is just a good day. Maybe there's definitely more bad days to come, but honestly, when you feel up, you got to stay up and ride it for as long as you can. And yeah, I'm gonna actually make a video at a later date, not hopefully too far into the future, about my like career journey from turning 18 to now being 27, and what I've done in the meantime and what I'm doing in the future and doing currently when I know what I'm doing currently, because right now I do not. So if you are interested in that, I'm going to make a video about it. So please hit subscribe and like this one if you want to help me boost the video on the algorithm so that I have more motivation to make more videos and some more people can be helped by this video if it helps you, which it may. I hope it does. Obviously, the intention is purely selfish. I'm here just to talk and get stuff off my chest, talk about myself for my future self and past self, because this is something I wanted to do for a long time and I've never got around to taking my YouTube channel seriously until very recently. And honestly, it's my favorite platform. For those of you that know me a little bit, I work in YouTube, not the company, but on the platform. And I love it. I don't think I'm going to be going anywhere anytime soon. I think I'm going to be staying put for now. I'm not fucking leaving. But yeah, listen, the lesson today, not that there has to be a lesson every day, but the lesson today is that life comes at you fast. Don't think it can't happen to you. And the best days are yet to come. Also, I've had RuneScape Dragon Wilds Asmongold playing it. If anyone knows Asmongold or like a RuneScape Dragon Wilds game, it's new. Like, just yeah,